Hi, welcome to the show. For the past couple of seasons, we've been following the IFSC World Cup Tour quite closely. A few weekends ago, it rolled into Chamonix, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to find out what goes on behind the scenes.
Hi there, I'm Jonny Bryan. I'm the IFSC lead commentator for climbing. I'm going to give you an insight of what goes on behind the scenes, not just television-wise, but the whole production itself. We're here in Chamonix, in the heart of the Alps, in the shadow of the beautiful Mont Blanc, and I'm here where I live. This is my commentary position. I get a television. This is what's called a Glen Sound commentary box, and luckily I get a couple of headsets, which are very useful, in fact, when I've got 4,000 people behind me and they're screaming their heart's content for one particular climber or another. I'll have my laptop usually sat here, which will have banks and banks of data from climbers, their past results, their results this season, also what their best performance has been, their age, their world ranking, giving me information to you guys at home, the audience, which, of course, you really are my boss. I'm going to take you around what this production actually means. First of all, the audience here, we're 2 hours away from the final here, and people are already queuing up. They've got their deck chairs out. Look, they're going to give us a little bit of a wave right now. Vincent is one of the chief organisers here. Graham Morrison as well from the IFSC. These guys are realistically the big cogs in the wheel, as it were, to get these events underway. Guys, quick question if I may. Vincent, I know I've caught you off guard here. Tell me, how much effort does it take to get one of these events? How much planning does it take to get an event like this ready?
You see the mountain? A bit higher.
These are the guys from the big screen. We're giving these guys the feed so it goes up to see the audience across the whole arena. And this is our office, our main production office through here. And my boss, Mr. Michael Roper, this is the main hub of production here. This is what's called a TriCaster, the three-play machine.
Giving away this trade secret.
I know we are, but this is what the viewers will be interested to see.
Yeah.
One other thing I should mention, one of the last things I have to do at each World Cup, every winner, or sometimes silver medalist, runners-up, or any particular news agency wants an interview with a particular athlete, I will do in front of this board here. Their sound bites, their questions and answers will go across the world to news agencies and of course to you on the FSC website. This is where I try to finish my show and try and get reaction from some of the best climbers, win or lose, and usually I try and ask them questions that you want me to ask. So this is where the competition isolation will be taking place. All the climbers ahead of this lead final and the speed final last night were all sitting along here on benches. Now it's interesting to see because I've been around the back during an isolation session before now, and it's fascinating because you get certain climbers who just sit down here on a bench like here and they'll be sitting down with their head down with earphones on, a bit like Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic in the middle of a play in a tennis match. They've got their head down, they'll have their cans on, their earphones on, getting ready to listen to some music. And you've got some other athletes, Adam Ondra, for example, and Jan Hoyer in bouldering as well, they like to have a chat. You know, they're like two guys down the local bar having a little bit of a chat, talking about the boulders out there. It's different, it's horses for courses in all fairness. Some guys have different ways of how they prepare themselves before they go out onto the wall. Of course, they get to warm up on all the holds here as well, so they get to get the feel for it. A lot of them will have a warm down as well after they've climbed as well, so they don't get any injuries. Coming up the ramp here, but this is where, before they get called out onto the stage, you may hear the MC shout, "Please welcome our next competitor, Romain Desgrange." They'll come out of the tent here and then come to the stage. You'll have maybe 3,000–4,000 people out in the town square. Give them a wave, especially if they're French, they'll have a huge cheer, and then they'll stand here for this, I believe will be the women's route. Looking up, away you go. Some climbers will compose themselves beforehand. Annick Verhoeven, of course, does a little bit of a prayer. Jean Kim will always bow to the crowd. Some will just take a few moments to compose themselves, get ready, and then away they go, up the wall, trying to bid for glory. That'll be what the women will face. The men, I believe, will be on this one over here. So they'll be looking up roughly the same. Of course, all the climbers will come out of their 5 minutes to have a look at the walls, and just before they try and remember at the back of their mind where the problems could be, the potential drop zones, as I like to call them, the trap doors on this wall that can get a climber to become unstuck. It's a fascinating sport. It's one I've covered on now for the last 3 years, since 2012, and long may it continue. It's brilliant here on the IFSC. You should come and join us.
Thanks to everyone involved for showing us round. The next round of the IFSC World Cup takes place in Imst, Austria this weekend, so check back Monday and we'll have all the action. One last thing before we go, don't forget that Banana Fingers have 40% off everything at RAB until the end of the weekend, so go and grab yourselves a bargain. We'll see you on Monday.